Welcome to the Lounge, everyone. My name is Toby Roydell, and today we go back in time, talk about the ancient Greeks, and why history isn't boring at all. You just didn't have me as your history teacher. A long, long time ago, there were the Greek gods. We all remember them, at least we all learned about them at some point in school, and some of us even remember one or two or three of them, like Zeus, Hera, or Aphrodite. Man, those names sound so weird in English, like I'm absolutely not used to Zeus and Aphrodite, but that's how they're pronounced, which is really weird. And today I want to tell you what they taught me when I took a deeper dive into what could lie behind the meaning of those Greek gods. And they have something really special about them. I mean, it's even a lesson that's 2,400 years old, or even more. And there are so many specific things and little topics you could extract from the whole universe of the Greek gods. I just want to focus on one little part today. Here's the deal. When you read Homer, one of the actually most important writers of all of history. When you read him, you quickly find out that Aphrodite is the daughter of Zeus. Aphrodite, just as a recap, is mainly known as the goddess of beauty and love. These are one or two of her attributes, but all those gods have many attributes, so they are just the main ones. And Zeus is the godfather and ruler. Then there is Hesiod, another important dude around that time. And when you read him, you'll quickly find out that Aphrodite is the daughter of Uranus. So that means not the daughter of Zeus. But this is not possible. Like, guys, this is such an important topic. How can't you figure out whose daughter Aphrodite is? And if Aphrodite is the daughter of Uranus, that makes her kind of a sister to Zeus. Like, not by parents, because Zeus' parents are Cronus and Rhea. Cronus is the god of time himself. But kind of the same generation. If you were to see the Greek gods as a real family, Aphrodite, by Hesiod, would be Zeus' aunt. But since gods are immortal and don't age, these whole relations are really a little bit difficult to define. So for the sake of today, even though you know she's not technically Zeus' sister, I will just say that Aphrodite is kind of Zeus' sister by generation. So with that being said, who is right? Because Aphrodite can't really be Zeus' daughter and not Zeus' daughter. That doesn't make sense, right? Well, truth is that it is possible. In Greek mythology, Aphrodite can be the daughter of Zeus and not the daughter of Zeus. This is a concept that by our religious beliefs or our modern day standards and beliefs of religion makes no sense. But back in the day, it was a common concept. We call it religious parallelism. And it simply states that two completely contradicting facts or statements that make one another impossible are true at the same time. That they can be true. And this is the first lesson the Greek gods tell us that we should definitely pick up, that because they realized that logic, reason, and religion don't go well with one another anyways. So now we know that we shouldn't compare our view of God and gods with the view of ancient Greeks on their gods. That they won't match. And another thing that's really amazing is how good those gods back in the day, how good they fit and show us how the ancient Greeks viewed their world, how they perceived reality. And through those gods, we know how they even built and saw their community, their society. So the real lesson here is that Zeus can be the father of Aphrodite and can not be the father of Aphrodite if you change the perspective. But how do we do that? How do we change the perspective with such things that contradict each other? Well, if we take the Greek gods as literal as possible. And for that, we replace their names with their attributes. That means that we could say that beauty and love is the daughter of strength and willpower. Because this is the relationship between those two when you take Homer. This by itself has many interpretations, of course, but one that I really like is that to foster and to preserve beauty and love, it needs to be protected and cared for with strength and willpower. Like in a relationship of father and daughter. The father who protects his beautiful daughter. And on the other hand, the daughter, she gives back love and beauty and admiration would be a great example, and a future. And this future and the ancient Greeks are really specific on this because beauty is linked to fertility, and fertility in every society means a future. So this is this link between father and daughter. But what if Aphrodite, like in Hesiod, is kind of a sister or an aunt to, or a different relation, has a different relation to Zeus? Then they are probably equal. And a good example for that would be a relationship. So with that being said, in this scenario, love and beauty are equal to strength and willpower. To foster love, it needs respect and care for each other, which again needs strength. The strength to not dominate one another, but to give room for each other to grow, which is a really nice way of seeing a relationship as just one interpretation, my interpretation of what they could have meant. We can of course never know what they meant for sure, but do we really need to? We don't need to. I like it this way. And in this form, I give you just one example of how you could find solutions or answers to life questions. Like a guide how to live life. And in this sense, it's really, really a cool thought to have this let's ask the gods what we should do. And it's not to be taken seriously, like literally to ask someone and get a response, but to get a response or an answer for yourself out of what you already know, out of those gods and what they actually stand for, their attributes, their roles, which is a really nice concept. And we sadly do not have such a thing in our religions nowadays. At least the one God, the monotheistic religions. And before I end, 2 more fun facts about Greek gods everyone should know. First of all, Greek gods are not perfect. Not at all. They are really, really, really flawed. And with that, they are way closer to a human with all his flaws, and which makes them, in my opinion, way more relatable and human-like and understandable than, for example, the Christian God, which is like a not reachable deity up there. Number 2, Hades is not Satan or the devil. Not at all. What he's doing is just another job. Like he's not an evil being who only wishes the misfortune for the sinners. No, he's not that kind of a person. In Greek mythology, there is no such thing as hell. There just isn't. It sounds kind of similar, but it has, like, in the minds of the people back then, it was not a place for a sinner because everyone would go to the underworld. Except for 3 to 10 people who were raised to the status of a god themselves. So, no normal human being. And it's just like someone cares for the waters, someone cares for the forests, someone cares for the underworld. Just another job. And it is the one of Hades. That's it for today. I know it was kind of complicated, but all the relationships between the gods and their names and what they stand for, there's really a lot. There's really, really, really a lot. But I find them to be really interesting. And once you get a hang of it, they are really, really fascinating. So, my name is Toby Roydell, and I will see you again next time here in my lounge.